So I want to highlight the 5 best perks in the game in Texas Chainsaw Massacre for victims, because these perks are detrimental to your gameplay. They'll make you a better player, make it easy for you to survive, easy for you to escape, and win your matches, which is the most important part about this game. Win your matches, get your XP, move on to the next one, rinse and repeat, and get to a higher level, high experience, and become better at your characters. And that's done with 3 of these 5 perks. The first one I'll talk about is Choose Flight. This perk here, at initial level 1, is essentially whenever you deplete your stamina bar, this will instantly refill it. So if you lose your stamina bar when you're getting chased by a killer, this will instantly refill. At level 3, you got 3 charges now, and this becomes crazy. You could run across the whole bloody map. Say from the family house, you turn off the generator, and you have to run to the front gate. You can use all 3 charges, and no killer will ever reach you in time. Impossible. Unless the Leatherface is running a speed build, maybe that's the only chance. Other than that, you can outrun anything. And this happens on any map. You can outrun them. You can use gaps to help out as well to regain stamina so you don't have to use your charge. And when you need to use your charge, you can to dodge hits. It's so good and so refreshing. And you can use that with max endurance as well, like I have here with my Ana build. And it's really fun. It is so much fun to utilize. It's unbelievable. At first, I was like, yeah, this could be good. And then after using it and get to level 3, as you see, it is very good. It is ridiculous how good this perk is. And any character in the game that has this perk on them, even if they don't have endurance stats on them as a favorite aspect, having this as a base perk, no matter what, is so useful. It will keep you alive for much longer in matches all the time. The other perk I want to talk about is What Doesn't Kill You. This is very interesting. Essentially, a way to counter aggression early game if you get hit by, say, a Sissy, Hitchhiker, Johnny, and a Cook. Maybe not Leatherface, unless he can make a gap to get away from Leatherface. But it works better with this character compared to others. But usually, if you can get away from Leatherface from initial hit, you'll be able to heal that HP back. At level 1, this perk highlights only, if I can actually showcase it, let me go over here. It highlights only 50% damage is returned back to you. So whatever damage they dealt in that one instance, so the last hit that you've been taken, that melee attack is now converted to a timer for 15 seconds. And if you don't get hit again in that 15 seconds, you get healed back 50% of what you just lost. At level 3, this is 100%. So if I get hit by someone and I survive for 15 seconds and run away and make some gaps and run away to the next location, I lose nothing. I lose nothing. That's crazy. Like, there's now a chance of you surviving without having to use any meds on the map because of this one perk. This only happens on the last hit. So if you get hit by Leatherface and then a hitchhiker hits you right after it, you're only going to heal up the hitchhiker HP if you ran away from those enemies and went to safety. You only heal from the hitchhiker damage, not the large damage output. That's the only thing. You have to make sure your pathing is correct and you get hit by the large character and surviving it as well while using an iframe like a crawl space or a traversal gap in order to heal up on the other side with this ability. Really, really fun. And then we move on to the next perk, which I'm going to say it is going to be Extra Drip. Right here. This perk here is another endurance perk, but it's more of a self-healing perk. Anytime you use any health item in the game, you'll gain a healing effect over time for the next 10 to 12 seconds, or 8 to 12 seconds from level 1 to level 3, and the HP will be gained per second 2 to nearly 6 HP per second at level 3. This will equivalent to like getting a small pot initially in level 1. When you use a small pot, you get a benefits of small pot again, so it just times itself. If you get a small pot and use it at level 3, you pretty much have a large pot, and it's juicy healing. It's so good. It allows you to survive. I love this. That's why on my build currently, I run 3 perks of them on the one character, because I can. And that's insane. They can run all 3 perks on one character. They're so good, and they work even better together. So survivability with this build is amazing. But the perks alone, if you have them on other characters, they work wonders. You can also mix this perk with, I believe, another perk, which I think was... Let me see what it was. It was one of the medical... Bounce Back Better, which is another medical perk, and that will help out too. So when you get healed back with Bounce Back Better, the healing is already high, and then you get healing effect from this as well. So there's ways to have combinations with it. You don't have to have that perk. This works naturally pretty well. So 100%, very good perk. So that's my number 3 perk. Number 4 is going to be a perk called Jumpstart. I don't have it applicable on my character at the moment, but it's right here. At level 1, it only consumes 10% on dashing. And dashing is when you press the spacebar, or whatever makes you move faster on console. So that's something to keep in mind. And your sound consumption is lessened by 10%. At level 3, it's 50%. So you're running at crazy speeds, non-stop, because of Jumpstart. And it's so good, Because if you have an endurance build, or if you're playing other characters like Julie and you have jumpstart on that character as well, you just keep running for days. No one's catching up to you. No chance whatsoever. No one's catching. And then mix jumpstart with other perks like this, choose fly too, even better. Means that as you're losing your stamina bar, you've already got insane movement. And if you don't want to use your choose your fly charge, you wait for it to regain because you're high endurance. And then from there, continue. And if you get chased, then use the charge and keep running further and further. We're going to be running so fast, it's disgustingly good. So that perk is Jumpstart, which is right here. It's a blue perk, so toughness perk, and it's very useful. So make sure to utilize it. And the last perk, which is number 5, we go to another character because it's not available on her, and that is going to be Agitator. Agitator is a great perk. So there's a secondary objective in the game, which is feeding Grandpa for the family. And for your sake, to stop Grandpa by stabbing him. By having Agitator, at level 1, it drops Grandpa's level by 2. At level 2, by 3. At level 3, by 4. So if Grandpa's level 5 and you stab him once, he drops down to level 1. If he's level 4, you make him drop down to level 0, making Grandpa useless. So all that blood they've been collecting for the last 10 minutes or so is now rubbish. And this provides you with more information. It provides you with denying information for the enemy team and allowing you to actually move around freely for whatever set time. The Grandpa perks will still be applicable, but the actual sonar ping that Grandpa gets every time he levels up or has his timer, depending on his level, is now obsolete because of that one perk. And this counters many blood builds in the game, like a Blood Cook, Blood Sissy. They become irrelevant in the gameplay. So this is when it becomes really good to have one character always have Agitator. That's really fun. So those are my top 5 perks. So Agitator and my other perks will be here as well. So Agitator is one of them. Extra Drip. Drip is the second one. Choose Fight, third. What does kill you, fourth. And a last perk that was mentioned as well was Jumpstart. And number 5. So those are the 5 best perks in the game. Not in any order. They're just all good. Like, they're the 5 best perks in the game. No, I didn't rank them anyway. Just 5 best perks. And then with that, we also have a honorable mention, which is No Cell. This perk is usually accessible on majority of characters in the game. And this will reduce the initial damage that you take. Say if you get hit by a family member, it will drop it down by 40%. And at level 3, that gets dropped down to 80%, and you have 3 charges. At level 1, it's only 1 charge. So this will usually keep you alive against those one-shot low faces. Usually. So if they revved up the actual weapon and the chainsaw and they go for a hit, this will save your life. Guaranteed in those instances. So that's why No Cell is good. I do feel like at level 3, it's much better. Because you obviously don't lose much HP, and also you can have 3 charges. But in some cases, with the one-shot combo on low face, it will actually hit you, hit stun you, and then usually go for 1 or 2 swipes after it, and then may result to your No Cell proccing all in one instance, which you don't want that to occur. You usually want to hit it and get procced by once and try to survive. But either way, surviving one encounter by low face is good enough. This perk has value and will keep you alive for that one instance, and then you have to try to survive for the rest of the game without it, if you have it at level 1 or level 3. So those are my 5 best perks in Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the victims, and our honorable mention. Hope mates do agree on this as well. Tell us in the chat and the comment section down below. I'd love to know what are your thoughts about these perks, because they are game changers for the victims and makes the life of a victim player in Texas Chainsaw Massacre so much easier and so much more fun. If you mates are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, follow us on Twitch, join us on Discord, and it means the world. That was so much fun. That was so much fun.